samples taken out for dendrochronology. Does everybody know what dendrochronology is?
Tree rings,
Exactly. So tree rings grow every summer, and if it's a wet summer, you get wide ones, and if it's a dry summer, you get narrow ones. And so if you have a whole bunch of trees growing at the same place, they'll have similar patterns. Not exactly the same, but similar. So you chop down something that's growing now, you count back the rings, you chop down, or you get something that's been chopped down earlier, and you find that pattern, and then you count back from there. And then you get an older one, and you find that pattern, and you count back, and you keep going until you come back to 1,000 years ago. They were able to do that.
Any idea what kind of wood this is? What kind of tree?
The large ones are often pine, ponderosa pine. The small ones, I'm thinking pinyon or juniper. And some stuff was even willow, but that might have been more of the brush that they packed in. Look at the bricks. You'll notice it's not the same color as the stuff behind you. The stuff they made the bricks out of is actually from up on top of the mesa. It's a different part of the formation or a different formation. I can't get anybody to give me a straight answer on that one. And they used so much of it that there's very little of it left. When we go in, you will see early walls, and I challenge you to find the earliest wall in there. It's the one that is the least tidy. That was before they discovered this kind of building. The rocks go all the way through, and they tend to be thicker in the middle and sort of peter out at the edges, so they had to use a lot of plaster to make, or a lot of mortar to make the walls. And the plaster and the mortar are the same. And all these walls would have been plastered, so you wouldn't have gotten to see this beautiful stonework.
Any idea if they were painted like that?
Well, some folks think that they use gypsum in the plaster, and so you might have, some of these buildings, you might have come in and seen them shiny white, which would have been quite a contrast to us. And we do find areas where there are red and green and blue decoration. Whether this was a lot of it, or whether it would have been on the outside, I don't know.
The border? What was the border made out of?
It's mostly clay and sand, and we have a preservation crew that has been with us since, well, not the individuals, but the crew has been with us since Bud's time to keep these walls standing, because you do have pieces of them falling out from time to time. Originally, they were using concrete to cap and keep stuff in, and they discovered that it actually was not as good as the clay and the sand from here at keeping stuff in, because of the way it reacted to the extremes of temperature.
And this wall is standing on Judge Canyon under.
Yep. Yeah. So this is a picture of this wall back in Wetherell's time, which is the 1890s. And take a look at this piece here, because we're about to be passing it. And you'll notice that there's a little more of it than there used to be. So that's one of the things Judd did. He put more in when there were little pieces that weren't very stable. He had to add to it. And you'll notice that there's some wood sticking out along the walls. And I'm told that was ancient rebar, that they put those wood to keep this wall. Because this tall, unsupported wall was very difficult to keep up. And somebody asked how much of this was original. I talked to some of the preservation crew, and they figure about 80%. Although we do have pieces of wall that will fall out, and they come and they put the pieces back in, and it falls out, and they put it in, and so they've got lifetime jobs.
That's in the ground by here.
Well, that's nice.
Do you want to take it?
Oh, yeah, I will.
that's one of the things that Judd did. He stabilized that way. If you look on the other side, you can see Weatherall's new trading post. You go over here, about halfway to Pueblo Bonito.
masonry.
And he would run cattle through, and he had all sorts of things going on. So the arroyo is now considerably deeper than it used to be, and they attribute that a lot to so many cattle being run through and eroding and cutting out the vegetation.
Wait, we did see this one.
So now that you're comfortable, let's move into the oldest part of the pueblo. Oh, you also may notice there's a bunch of doors that are full. That was actually the Chipotle that did that. They